Hello, welcome to Custom Creator. I am Danny Lee, OGT. That is my partner in crime over there, OGL. We are going to do an iconic artist, to say the least, for the first time on the channel. And being as he lives in Indiana and I live in North Carolina, Kentucky is pretty much right in the middle of us. This is a song called Kentucky Rain by the one, the only Elvis Aaron Presley.
Hard to believe this is
So,
Elvis's first stop here at Custom Creator.
yeah, I have looked up some information on this, and it intrigued me. Kentucky Rain is a song recorded by Elvis Presley. It was written by Eddie Rabbitt. And OGL, if you don't know, Eddie Rabbitt is an iconic country singer from the outlaw days. He just wasn't considered an outlaw. And Dick Herd was released as a single on January 29th, 1970. The song features session pianist Ronnie Milsap, another iconic country singer.
Ever heard that name?
And other musicians, including Bobby Wood on piano, Bobby Emmons on organ, Reggie Young on guitar, Tommy Cogbill on bass, and Gene Chrisman on drums. The song's lyrics describe a man searching for a woman he loves who fled his side for an unknown reason. The protagonist's search takes him through rural Kentucky during a persistent rainstorm. The single peaked at number 16 on the Billboard Pop Singles chart. And the lyrics are pretty short, so I'll go ahead and read them. 7 lonely days and a dozen towns ago, I reached out one night and you are gone. Don't know why you'd run, what you're running to or from. All I know is I want to bring you home. So I'm walking in the rain, bumming for a ride on this lonely Kentucky back road. I've loved you much too long. My love's too strong to let you go, never knowing what went wrong. Kentucky rain keeps pouring down, and up ahead another town that I'll go walking through with the rain in my shoes, searching for you in the cold Kentucky rain. That's rather ironic, being as Ronnie Milsap made a song, I Love the Rainy Nights, and also Smoky Mountain Rain keeps on falling, keeps on calling my name. So let me, station identification. All right, so this is very, very interesting. So the song Love the Rainy Nights is Eddie Rabbitt, who is in this song with Elvis, and the song Smoky Mountain Rain is Ronnie Milsap, who is a blind piano player, both country singers. So it blows me away that I did not know this, that Elvis sang with these two iconic country singers. Now we may find out that Hank and Elvis sang together. I don't know.
Yeah, furthering that connection between rock and country that we're always talking about. Elvis, known as the king of rock and roll, collaborating with some country royalty there.
We just listened to a little bit of the Rainy Night and the Smoky Mountain Rain, and Eddie Rabbitt's voice is raspy as hell, but wow. Check them out if you're not familiar with them. So let's do it. Let's delve into Mr. Elvis Aaron Presley.
Can't wait.
Kentucky Rain. And the songwriting's amazing. I love the words in the song. Blues is what I get.
7 lonely days and a dozen times ago, I reached out one night and you were gone. Don't know why you'd run, what you're running to or from. All I know is I want to bring you home. So I'm walking in the rain, thumbing for a ride on this lonely Kentucky back road. I've loved you much too long, my love's too strong to let you go, never knowing what went wrong. Kentucky rain keeps pouring down, and up ahead's another town that I'll go walking through with the rain in my shoes.
So I'm really liking the presentation of the song so far. Especially I like the backup vocals in the chorus there. That sort of added a touch of sadness. But what I'm getting from the song right now is a combination of someone that is very heartbroken but very determined to find this person that has left. Elvis is, again, you think of Elvis and you think of the hair, the suits, the fact that they wouldn't show his shimmying hips at one point in time. But as a singer, he was a bad dude in his prime. He's one of those guys that threw everything he had into every syllable that he sang. This is sort of something that I think a more knowledgeable vocal coach like Elizabeth Jaroff could talk for hours about. So I will simply say that one of the things that stands out is his really fast and really wide vibrato. It's very distinctive. He tends to use sort of like these slides and these cry-offs, and it serves a purpose of sort of making it just makes every line that he sounds like bursting at the seams with emotion, whether it be determination or whether it be sadness or whether it just be confusion. I don't know. What do you think, Danny?
Do you hear a little bit of the Hank Williams Sr. down through the rest of blues music, the yodel type?
Yeah.
I hear a little bit of that in here, and of course he's performing with two. I say performing with two country music icons, but they probably weren't near as known. In fact, the two songs were released in 80 and 81, and this was released in 70. So that's the only context I did not look up would be if how popular Eddie Rabbitt and Ronnie Millsap were in 1970. But I imagine this springboarded their careers for sure. I got chills, and I'm not one to really listen to a lot of Elvis. I think Elvis was way more blues and country than rock and roll. But there are some definite. Again, we talk all the time how there's not much difference in blues and country and rock and roll. So, I will just say that I think Hank Williams Sr. and Elvis Presley were, and B.B. King and Ray Charles, and just some of the greatest springboarding artists to take music to different levels than it had ever been taken before. So, like Elizabeth Jaroff, I would like to say, let's go back.
Seven lonely days and a dozen times ago, I reached out one night and you were gone. Don't know why you'd run, what you're running to or from. All I know is I want to bring you home. So I'm walking in the rain, thumbing for a ride on this lonely Kentucky back road. I've loved you much too long, my love's too strong to let you go, never knowing what went wrong. Kentucky rain keeps pouring down, and up ahead's another town that I'll go walking through with the rain in my shoes.
That is so
Searching for you in the cold Kentucky rain, in the cold Kentucky rain. Showed your photograph to some old gray bearded men sitting on a bench outside a general store. They said, yes, she's been here, but their memory wasn't clear. Was it yesterday? No, wait, the day before.
Okay, so another thing that's sort of, I'm sorry, give me this. I like their use of space combined with Elvis, the way he will adjust the amount of weight and presence in his voice. I know these spots where there's like a quick burst of silence, and then he'll just jump in with this, full-throated sound, and then sometimes he'll just sort of let that trail off. It's a good dynamic, and it captures sort of the ebb and flow of the emotions you got to assume this character is feeling. Thinking they got close and then having it snatched away. Again, just great sonic storytelling. Now, I'm sorry, what were you going to say, sir?
No, you're totally great. These are as I see here in the background, you got your Coca-Cola there. These are blues. This reminds me so much of Appalachia here, which Kentucky's not far away. And he said 12 towns ago. So if I'm not mistaken, Elvis was born in Louisiana or Memphis one. Can you look that up for me real quick?
I can.
I see RC Cola in the background there. I see a lot of things that are North Carolina and Appalachia and down the to the swamps and through Tennessee and Kentucky and Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi, and it's just a beautiful thing. The Carolinas, I could see a lot of imagery there. Also, this was so great. So those are really old cars. And the old men on the bench there is they have those benches all up through the Grandfather Mountain and the Great Smoky Mountains, and I actually have some pictures of my family on benches like that. Also, these here overlooking I'm imagining that's the maybe the Ohio River or the Mississippi River. It's just such a gloomy yet beautiful dark imagery. I know this is a fan-made video. That is completely, almost blurry. With the absence of clarity, you can't really make out what that is. It's just a umbrella, which fit these lyrics quite well. There's a camper home. I've lived in a couple of those myself. Oliver Anthony lives in one, I guess. Sorry, I like to take jabs at him. And the forest, of course, with the smoke. Literally, when you look out over the Smoky Mountains, it's fog and smoke, and this is really, 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 really great, man. I'm really enjoying this.
So Elvis was born in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Yep.
There you go. Hank Williams Jr. sings about that place a lot.
And to your point,
Mississippi.
Whoever made this video, major props to them, because there's just a lot of really striking images. The one theme that's always coming up is someone sort of walking down the street or between trees into a distance that is obscured by fog. It's a very melancholy image, but it captures the feeling of the song as well as the music and the lyrics do. Just someone walking into the unknown, hoping that what he's looking for emerges from the fog at some point.
So this person uploaded this video October 9th of 2017, which is correct here, written by Eddie Rabbitt and Dick Hurd. That's right, Eddie Rabbitt wrote this song.
Yep.
And Ronnie Millsap, and the music from the Memphis Strings and the backing vocals from the Blossoms.
Blossoms.
Yeah, January 1970. All this is great. I love it when a creator puts the actual the right context there. There's the man right there. 4,436 comments. Wow. Yeah. So, and this video has 11,434,674 views. So, way to go. I'm going to subscribe. At least I can do where they're using the video. All right, so let's man, it's powerful.
What you're running to or from, all I know is I want to bring you home. So I'm walking in the rain, thumbing for a ride on this lonely Kentucky back road. I've loved you much too long, my love's too strong to let you go, never knowing what went wrong. Kentucky rain keeps pouring down, and up ahead's another town that I'll go walking through with the rain in my shoes, searching for you in the cold Kentucky rain, in the cold Kentucky rain. Showed your photograph to some old gray bearded men sitting on a bench outside a general store. They said, yes, she's been here, but their memory wasn't clear. Was it yesterday? No, wait, the day before. Finally got a ride with a preacher man who asked, were you bound on such a cold, dark afternoon? As we drove on through the rain, as he listened, I explained, and he left me with a prayer that I'd find you. Kentucky rain keeps pouring down, and up ahead's another town that I'll go walking through with the rain in my shoes, searching for you.
So that visual at the end with the flower with a little bit of blood there, I realize that was it's not an official video, but I do wonder if that's uh, maybe tells you that he found her, but not maybe the way that he would like. I always sort of hope for a happy ending on the songs like this. The one thing I do want to bring up is, and I was trying to figure out how to phrase this, um, just sort of between the swells, the big crescendos in the chorus, and the way Elvis like uses this really crisp enunciation, and again that really wide vibrato, and like the Hank Williams yodel that he uses a lot. Um, it really does feel like with a song like this, it's real easy to sit on the sad aspect of it, the I lost a loved one. What he's doing is he's actually keeping his voice like on the intersection point between a lot of emotions that would be going on. The sadness that you've lost someone that you cared about, the fear that something may have happened to her, the uncertainty of why she left, the determination to find her. All of those things are present in his vocal and in the peaks and valleys of the arrangement as well. So it's a fantastically written song.
And you can feel the emotion in his voice that this
Mhm.
is probably a true story. Um, and ironically, this is the man that could have had any woman on the planet,
Hmm.
and they would have probably paid him to have them. But there may have been one that slipped away that he didn't understand why. And that would be one of the most sad things you could go through, to have women bowing down and begging to be with you, but you can't find the one you want.
Yeah, you can have any woman in the world except the one that you actually want. Yeah, that's uh, and again, you have to wonder like those other women, like, are they really interested in who he is as a person, or are they interested in Elvis the character? Elvis the the myth, the legend. That's
Or
the
the beautiful man.
yeah, that too. Yeah, he was a handsome fellow back in the day. But yeah, just that is the downside to fame, unfortunately, is that there's a lot of dishonesty and a lot of fakery creeps into it to the point where like you're never sure who if anyone actually cares about you, or if they just care about the dollar value that's assigned to your name or the notoriety. Um, if anyone gets a
I,
chance, there's a movie called I mean, I'm sure there's like biopics of Elvis and whatnot, but there's a very interesting sort of cult film called Bubba Hotep, which deals with Elvis in a very, let's say, unique situation, but it actually brings up things like that. The fact that he didn't feel that his life was his at one point, that he felt that there were people that were using him that were claiming to be his friends. So you do feel sorry for him. And like I said, you sort of feel his desire for this maybe pure love that got away from him.
well, I do know that Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis Presley and, man, who am I missing? Um, anyway, that there was one more in the movie Walk the Line. Elvis is, obviously he was really bad on the Quaaludes. So was Johnny. So was they all were. Um, and Quaaludes were very, very strong pills. They were before my time. I've seen a few in my life, but they were old and put up somebody's cabinet they found. Um, and Elvis in that movie is telling them about fame and how it will drag you down. And we know Johnny Cash went out with the song "Hurt," um, and it did. It drug him down as well. So, and I talk about Lane Staley and mental health and drugs and addiction not being so damn cut and dry and easy to explain, and people not wanting to get to the root of why these people are so addicted to these drugs that our government makes, by the way. But um, Elvis passed the same way Lane and Michael Jackson and Hank Williams Sr. and they all pass the same way, and they're the three kings of country, pop, and rock and roll.
Yeah, fame is the thing that everybody wants except those who have it.
I wonder if Elvis ever had any dealings with Muscle Shoals. What year did Elvis? Never mind, 77. I know what year Elvis died. It's a couple years before I was born. Yeah, other than maybe Michael Jackson, which that wasn't near as big either. I remember when I was still 7, 8 years old, people talking about how devastating the loss of Elvis Presley was.
Yeah.
Worldwide. So, and another thing is, really quick, I know this is a long reaction.
It's Elvis.
Presley deserves a long reaction.
We got a lot to talk about.
The man, I'm not saying he couldn't act and he wasn't a good actor, but he wasn't the best actor. But the man had so much fame and raw talent and singing ability and just good looks that he could make a movie a hit even if it wasn't worth a shit.
Yeah, that was like the original stunt casting right there. Elvis was just so popular and so had so much charisma. That's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Those are Eddie Murphy and either Delirious or Raw was talking about that to say like, oh, heck, just let him sing all his dialogue. Yeah, like Elvis, we got to win this race. We got to win this race. Yeah. So, but again,
it blew me away to hear a stat that Elvis had been in more movies than Samuel L. Jackson.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So there are a lot. I think there are well over 100. I think the Blue Paradise or oh man, I'm murdering that. Blue Hawaii or something. No, that's the damn drinks I used to drink. It's station identification. All right, yep. So it was Blue Hawaii, and Jailhouse Rock was a movie, and so yeah, he had many, and it seems funny to me. Another correlation with country music and Elvis is he was singing about singing in jail, which is what Johnny Cash ended up doing as well. It seems to me that Elvis may have influenced a lot of people that I didn't realize. This is going in my playlist. I mean,
that's a beautiful song.
It just is. I will be under a Carolina blue sky tomorrow listening to Elvis. So, thank you for being here. There are ways to support the channel down below. Let us know what Elvis song you want us to react to next. Pretty much anything but the Caught in a Trap.
Suspicious Minds.
Yeah, I know that one well. I've heard this song. I remember that do 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 do. Remember my mom listening to it in the car. I just didn't realize really what it was. I was like 8 years old, so.
But yeah, just engage us. Just talk to us in the comment section. Let us know what Elvis songs you'd like to do. Let us know what your favorite Elvis movie is. Just we love talking about stuff. So, and yeah, it was great to have Elvis on Custom Creator. It's a long time coming. He did not disappoint at all. And so thank you all so much for being here. As my boy Danny Lee says, I nodded my head the wrong way. There he is. Mental health is real. Let's be a part of the start. And music is your best support group. So listen to it as much as you can. Love you guys.